What's going on, guys? It's Syndicate here, and welcome you faces to a bit of a chat. And I just really want to talk to you guys about exams. Now, everyone's been tweeting me about whether or not they got good grades or bad grades, or like what they should do with the rest of their life, seeing as though they flunked every single class. Now, the reason I'm doing this is just to talk about like my experience with like school and college and studying and everything like that, because I hated studying, I hated doing homework, I hated revising for my GCSEs, I hated everything like that. I just really didn't enjoy it, but I did it, and I came out with my GCSEs that were good. I got exactly what I wanted to be able to go off and go into college and do other things. I was a bit upset because a lot of people say like, what do you want to do when you're older? I had no idea. I genuinely had no idea, but I want to be an architect, even though I can't draw or build a lighthouse to save my life. But then when I found out after I'd done my GCSEs, and I found out like, oh, because I made my mind up I wanted to be an architect like after time, I then basically found out that I needed to have studied art and product design and all this sort of stuff, and I never did it, so I couldn't go and pursue being an architect. So it was kind of like, oh, that sucks. And yeah, you know, me being an architect, if anyone wanted to have their house fall down, then I'm your guy to hire. Boom. Science, math, English, I don't know. That's why I shouldn't be an architect, but like that's what I wanted to do. And then I finally decided, well, you know what, I want to have a trade like my dad. My dad's a builder, he's an electrician, he's a plumber, he's everything. My dad's the guy's like, my dad built my house. If my house fell down, my dad could literally rebuild it all by himself. It might take a while, but he could build it himself. Like, he can do that. And I was always like, I want to be able to do that sort of thing, but I want a skill and I want to start off with one trade. So I started off with electrical engineering. I went in to do that. And you know, in school when you're in maths and you're like, oh, algebra. I mean, yeah, algebra. I don't ever need that. When am I going to use that again in my life? Pfft, I'm not going to be a rocket scientist. Well, boom, as soon as I walked into electrical engineering, I needed 110% algebra. It was like the saddest day of my life to ever realize that I was going to be using algebra for about 70% of this entire 2-year course. And I was like, no, this is the end of the world. But I didn't let it be the end of the world. I got on with it. I learned some more algebra. I enjoyed it. I love the practical side of it, and I would love to have continued doing it. But I did my first year of it, and I got my grades, passed it and everything. The algebra and math theory side of it was a little bit difficult for me just because I really didn't like it. Like some people in my class were really good at it, and some people were really bad, and we just like, you know, worked together and got it done. It wasn't then until like after my next year they were like, okay, Tom, are you going to continue on with the course? Like, this is like an evaluation of where you are. You know, you don't really like algebra, and this career's kind of like got algebra everywhere. It's electrical engineering, for God's sake. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. And I had a couple of week period between the courses restarting and being able to take a different course and do something differently. And I was like, well, what do I really want to do? And whilst I was doing this, I actually got my partnership with Machinima. So this is literally when my YouTube channel got partnered with Machinima. I was earning like revenue off my videos, but I was earning like $1 every 6 months or something. It was just, you know, it was just completely tiny. But I was like, well, I love video games and I'd love to make video games, but I know I'm not good at coding, or I never would be, or anything like that. Like, it's so difficult to do, or animating. I'm like, well, and I don't know if I'd be good at that. But then I was like, what about like an artist? I was like, oh, I can't draw for shit. But then it was like, well, what if I went into like doing reporting or something like that for video games? And I was like, well, I can't spell for shit. Like, I sound like a complete dunce, but I can get stuff done if you put your head to it. But it's just like, I don't want to be an article writer and just be like, everyone be like, man, he's fucking writing shit. Or, you know, like be an animator, and everyone be like, man, he's animating shit. So I was like, what do I really want to do? And it's like, I've always had ideas for games and wanted to be like, you know, the person who says like, this is a great idea, let's implement that and run a team. And that's always what I wanted to do. So I went ahead and decided to study game design and programming, and I was loving it. I absolutely love learning programming with my college tutor. He was absolutely amazing. Paul, big shout out to you. Like, that is one of the funnest courses I ever did, and there was no exams, which is the best. And I do not believe in exams whatsoever. I think exams should be completely removed from every system, and it should all be like a coursework based thing. Exams, in my opinion, are just too much pressure, too much stress. You should be able to do your entire year of work, and all that work builds up to your coursework at the end, and you get graded on that. I think that's the best way to do it. And you know, like, I was able to run my YouTube channel on the college computers because YouTube wasn't banned, so that was kind of fun. But it was like, I really enjoyed what I was studying. I really did like it, and I was going on to the second year. Now, I wasn't like all A-star, highest grade you could get for doing game design and programming. I was probably like just about average. But average was okay, but average wasn't exactly the level to say like, oh, I'm a beast, I'm going to go to university and study this. In fact, I don't think any of the friends that I know off the college, well, my friends that I know off that college course went ahead and continued on with game design and programming. They use the ICT side of it, like, you know, like learning how to do networks, and they all work in like a network industry now, which is pretty interesting. You know, they found their own path, but I wanted to stick with games. Luckily, my YouTube continued, and through my YouTube continuing, my college tutor just just turned around to me and was like, dude, you're on the next second year of college for this course, but it's up to you whether you want to stay on it. Like, he was like, I advise you honestly to just go and pursue your dream. You're making, at this point I was making, you know, say a couple $100s a month from it. He was like, you should go and pursue this. Like, this should be your job. Go and give it a year. You can come back and pick this course back up. Go and give it a year. If it doesn't get anywhere, come back. It's absolutely fine. There'll be no bad blood or anything like that. I was the one who advised you to do it. And I was like, Paul, you're an absolute legend. My dad's going to kill me. My mum's going to kill me. Mum and dad were like, no, it's a bad idea. You're not going to succeed in it. Like, in a sense of you're going to be lonely because you're not going to be going to, like, meeting up with people every day. But I'm like the most sociable person in the world, so it didn't scare me. It was like, you're gonna be like at home making videos all day, you're gonna have no one around you, you're gonna get lonely. And I was like, well, if I get lonely, I get lonely, but I'd rather say I tried it and give it my best shot than not giving it my best shot. And if I would have continued on with my second year at college doing doing game design and programming, I do not think for a second my YouTube would be where it was today. I gave it a full dedicated year, and that full dedicated year I absolutely blew up. And that was, you know, that was crazy. That was when the new like Black Ops 2 came out with the zombies, and I just absolutely blew up from that. And it was awesome. I loved every second of it, and it was incredible. And I remember going into my second year, and I actually started the second year, so technically I did have to leave college on my second year. I think I was officially rolled up because I was there for like maybe a week and a half, and we were starting all this work, and I had this attitude to it of like, we're starting up all this work, and you know, we're starting our coursework, and it was loads of details and hard work and stuff, and I was just like, is this what I want to be doing, or do I want to pursue something that I love and I actually have a chance at? Now, I wasn't stupid to think like, if my YouTube wasn't successful, I wasn't making any money from it, I wouldn't have done it. I would have completely stayed on track with what I was doing. And this is advice to other YouTubers. It's like, just because you get like 1,000 views a video or something doesn't mean you should go and dedicate your life to it. When you get to a point where you can see a sustainable future from it, or even sustain a future then with it, like I said, I was earning like a couple $100s a month, so I could pay for rent, I could pay for food, I could pay for, you know, clothes, all that sort of stuff, and electricity. So it wasn't like a really big issue. So I was like, I can give it a chance, and I did. The chance paid off, and I'm like the happiest person in the world that I did take that chance. And it was because of like friends, family, college tutor who like encouraged me to pursue it. But you've got to be smart with every decision that you make. And I'm going to wrap this back round to like what exam results people got. And it's like, if you got bad exam results, it's not the end of the world. Even if you end up getting a part-time job at like an Asda or stacking shelves or at a fast food restaurant or something, that's like, I worked at McDonald's for 2 years part-time. Whilst I was at college, I was studying it then. Actually, yeah. So when I left school, I got like, when I was 16, when I left school, I got part-time job at McDonald's, and I continued my part-time job whilst I was at college. So I did it for like a year and a half sort of thing. And it earned me money. It gave me the money to be able to buy my gaming equipment, to buy my recording equipment, to, you know, to buy my software to do my editing with and stuff like that. And like, without that job, I wouldn't have learned so many life skills of like social skills and interacting with people and financial stuff and taxes and all that sort of shit. And as much as people might like kick you to the ground and be like, oh, you work at McDonald's, or oh, you stack shelves or whatever, it's like, well, that's what I'm doing right now. That's where I am in life. There's no reason that because I'm going out my way to earn money, you should be giving me shit about that. And if you know someone who you give, yeah, you know, it's a joke, like, oh, you work at McDonald's, wee. It's like, okay, I get that. I don't know why there's a way involved there. I get that. I totally understand it. But like, you should respect that whoever that person is going out their way to earn money. They're not just sat at home like, on the dole. In the UK, that's where you get like benefits. They're not just sat at home on the dole getting money from the government, just sat there doing fuck all with themselves. They're going out of their way to earn money, to do something. And you should totally respect that. If someone's going to college studying, even if they're struggling, but they're still trying to succeed in something. And when it comes back to like doing GCSEs and any exam results like college or university, depending on what you've got, then if you put in the hard work, then it will have paid off. You'll be happy with where you're at. You'll be succeeding at what you want to succeed in. If you didn't, and you can go back and redo the courses again, and you're in a situation where that's possible, go and do it again. Give it your absolute all. But if you're in a person like me who thrives off experience rather than shoving your face in a book, then get out in the world, go and pursue something, find a job. Like my best friend Chris, he randomly saw a job ad like for working with like printers and stuff like this, and I was like, going working with printers, and like, this is his best friend. When I found out he was like, I'm going working with printers, I was like, that's so random. But he went and did it, and now this guy's like, it's got like a full epic job, like epic benefits from it. His boss has got like Lamborghinis and shit for days that he takes him driving around in. He gets to go to all these epic work events, and he's set for life. Like, he's perfect. He's like, I think he's a year older than me, almost a year older than me, you know. And he landed on his feet with that. Okay, I landed on my feet with YouTube. It's like, never be scared to think that like, just because you fucked up in one opportunity in your life, that's the end of your life, that's the end of your world. It's not. It can continue, and you will succeed in other ways, and you just got to stay positive and not let it get to you. If you're going to let it get to you, like say you got a D in English and you have to go to college and you have to redo your English course, go and redo that English course, get it done, and you'll be set. Like, that's all I can stress is don't let it get you down, your exam results. Yeah, you probably should have tried harder. I'll definitely tell you that. And I'll say that to myself. You should always try harder next time. But, like, make sure there doesn't have to be a next time by putting 110% effort in. And luckily, I just found something that was a passion for me and that I did want to try my best and put 110% effort with. And that was YouTube and my career and my clothing line and a games company. And now I am safely secure on my feet. And I know I'm a complete rare entity in this space of, like, you know, 10 million people go to school. Not everyone's going to come out and be a YouTuber, but just use that analogy in a sense for something else. Like, what do you want to do? It's like, all right, if I am going to go work at McDonald's and I'm not actually successful at finding anything else and I'm stuck at McDonald's for, like, you know, maybe a next couple of years, don't look at it like, oh, I'm stuck at, like, being fries or something. Like, work your way up to management. I know people who started there who didn't really know what they wanted to do with their lives because they were just, like, part-time job, and then they worked themselves up to management to the point where they owned a franchise of McDonald's. Like, be smart with every situation you are in. Assess it. Understand what you can, like, highest level achieve from it. Like, turn it into a video game in a sense. Like, if you go to McDonald's, it's like, right now I'm a fry boy, but then I want to be management, then I want to be this, then I want to be that. Work your way up it, you know. Like, it's just anything in life. Like fitness, you want to be fit, you want to get fit, you've got to put in that effort. You know, like, you want to get a higher paid job, you want a promotion, you've got to put in that effort. So don't be too discouraged by family members and whatever putting you down. They're only just disappointed that you didn't succeed in the time that you should. But show them the fuck who's boss, all right? Show them the fuck who is the fucking boss. You were a man, you were a woman at a time. Go and own it. Do the best you can do in whatever it is you're about to next take part in, university, college, a part-time job, a full-time job, and just fucking own it. And if you're gonna sit there and be like, oh no, fuck it, I'm gonna just go on the dole or bum around and do nothing all day, get a reality check. Put in your fucking effort, put in your time, and it'll pay off. So that's about that. So thank you very much for watching this video, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's been a bit deep and a bit long, but I've actually really wanted to do this conversation for quite a while, so I hope it was meaningful and actually you took something from it and it wasn't just blabber, because it's like a passionate thing for me. And yeah, so life's too short, make the most of it, and by making the most of it, put in 110% effort, and fuck yeah. So until then, thanks for watching and goodbye.